Good evening students. So today we are going to discuss a small topic from ecology, that is biological succession. Okay. In this topic we are going to cover how land again become green. Means I am saying that if a land become barren, then how can that barren land can again regain its greenery. Okay. That thing come under ecological succession. Okay. So first we have the definition of ecological succession. Okay. So first we have ecological succession definition, in which we are going to discuss about what is ecological succession. So it is a gradual, slow and predictable change in the species composition of an area leading to climax community. Okay, means succession you can predict it. You can say that in how much days the plant will be grow there, which type of plant can grow there. You can easily tell inside that ecological succession. And you have to wait till the climax community. Climax community is the community of ecological succession which come at the last. Means the last one. Just like in a movie, you wait for climax scene. Okay, the last scene of the movie in which you see hero get win against a villain. Same thing happen in succession. That is your climax community, the last community. Okay, community that is equilibrium with the environment means the last community which can easily live in that particular ecological area. Okay, next, in this some species colonize an area and increases the number where other species decline and disappear. As we know, someone comes and someone will go inside from your life. Okay, same thing will happen here. Okay, some new species will come here and old species will disappear from that. The species which cannot withstand against the abiotic forces which is roaming in that particular area, it will disappear from there, and the species which can withstand against that abiotic forces, it can survive there. Abiotic forces, as you know, that is your soil, temperature, sunlight, air and water. Okay, so now we have some terms related to the community, some terms related to the ecological succession. So first one is your parent community. It is the first organism which invade in that particular area. The first species that invade in that particular barren area, that thing is called pioneer species. Second term is your climax community. It is the last community. Okay, the last thing, the last organism which occupy that area and live that area comes under climax community. Climax community is the most stable community of ecological succession, while pioneer community is the least stable community of that particular ecosystem, because after some time this species will disappear from there because of that ecological changes take place in particular area. Okay, next is your serial community or serial stage, means the communities which is present between pioneer and your climax. These all species are called serial communities. Okay, they are come like between your pioneer and your climax. Just like in a race, you have a starting point and you have a end point. Okay, finish point. In the between area, that thing comes under your serial community. Okay, next is the serial. The entire sequence of community that successfully change in a given area is called serial. Means the area, the way how that organisms live in that particular area, the sequence that is present of particular organism in that area is your serial. Okay, now we have some successions in different system biomes. That is water. In water it is called hydrarch or hydrosphere. Then we have succession in salt water, it is your halosphere. Then we have succession in acidic water, that is your oxalosphere. Okay, this succession is seen in that your we can say this succession is been present in your hot water springs. Okay, sulfur water springs, hot thermal vents. You can see this succession easily there. Okay, then succession at dry region means succession which is present in desert. It can be cold desert, it can be hot desert. It can be Antarctica, it can be Thar desert. It can be Arctic, it can be Kalahari desert. Okay, so that succession which is present in dry conditions, it is xerosphere or xerac. Okay, next is succession on rock. Okay, it is lithosphere or litharge. Okay, and succession on sand, this is called samosphere or samaj, in which P is silent. Okay, so next in our course we have only succession in water and succession in dry region. Okay, so first we have causes of succession. Now, what are the causes? What is the reason behind that succession taking place? Okay, this thing is not there that that land is starting from barren. There is some reason why that area, why that ecosystem become barren. Okay, become drouhtful, become species less. Okay, so there is two reasons of biological succession. First is biotic factor, and second one is your physiographic factor. Biotic factor is the factors which are living. Okay, so the action of each cereal community with environment make the area less favorable for itself and more favorable for next cereal community in the succession. Okay, as you know, smaller one will get recessive thing from the bigger one. Bigger one will always dominate the smaller thing. Same thing here. The new cereal community, the next cereal community always do dominance on the smaller one, and that smaller one will diminish from that area. Okay, so that thing is your biotic factor. Next thing is your physiographic factor. Okay, means in physiographic factor, the geographical area, the geographical landmarks, all the abiotic forces come in the play and do your physiographic factor action. Okay, it can be soil deposition, it can be soil erosion, it can be landslide, it can be volcanic lava. Okay, all these catastrophic reasons, all these natural disasters, they causes biological succession, and that cause of biological succession is called physiographic factor. Okay, now next we have types of succession. Two types are there: primary succession and secondary succession. So primary succession occurred in the barren area where no living organism ever existed. Again, I am saying that primary succession is that succession in which the land is barren. Next is secondary succession. In secondary succession, you will see that land is not barren. There is some organism present in the land. Now this other organism come and occupy that area. That come under secondary succession. We are going to see in next slide that. So now we are focusing on primary succession: volcanic lava, newly cooled lava, igneous rock, bare rock, sand dunes, landslide, coral reef, and newly created ponds and rivers. These all are primary succession areas where organisms come first. For example, lichen. It will come on the bare rocks, okay, or bare soil. You occupy the area and convert that area likely heaven for the next species. And one thing always you have to remember that prior species is the first step towards the biological succession. If prior species not come, there is no biological succession take place. So the first thing, the first step towards the biological succession, it is done by prior species. Okay, not it required thousands of years. Okay, thousands of years is required to perform primary succession. It is a long process. Secondary succession is a slow, it is a fast process and it takes less time. While your primary succession, it is very slow process and it takes hundreds of 1500 of years. Okay, this is your primary succession. From here till here, it is your primary succession in which you will see small species are present like lichens, small annual plants, okay, grasses and perennial plants. Okay, these all are small plants. They will disappear after some time when your secondary succession species occupy that ecosystem. Okay, now second we have secondary succession. This type of succession occupied where the vegetation was present previously. As I said earlier, primary succession take place on barren land. Secondary succession is take place on a green land, a land which is invaded by different species. Okay, so previously, but vegetation was destroyed due to the natural or artificial cause. Example: fire, flood, sudden changes in the climate, etc. Examples in abundant farmland, bird or cut forest, flooded lands. Okay, as you know nowadays, now on a 4-5 days earlier, there is a one big fire take place in California, Los Angeles. Okay, now there is ecosystem present there previously, but because of fire, whole ecosystem is disturbed. Okay, destroyed. Now after some months, the new vegetation will grow there. So that new vegetation which grow there, it is your secondary succession. Okay, I have a life example too that I said now, that Los Angeles fire. in 2 to 4 days that thing take place there in America, Los Angeles, that California. The forests are burned down. Okay, all the cities are burned down in California. But now after some months, the vegetation regain its space, and that vegetation which now regain, it's your secondary succession. Okay, in secondary succession, the species that invade depend on the condition of the soil, availability of water, and the environment, as also the seed or other proximity presence. Okay, secondary succession always depend on the soil, what type of soil is present, and remember one thing always: secondary succession soil is always more fertile than primary succession. The reason is the organism which is present in primary succession, they will die and they will convert into humus. Okay, their body get decomposed, they convert into the humus and the soil become more fertile. Okay, next, not this succession is comparatively more rapid, required 50 to 100 years for grassland and 100 to 200 years for a forest. As I said in the previous, primary succession it takes 1000 years to complete. But your secondary succession it only required 50-100 years in grassland case and 100 to 200 years in forest cases. Okay. At any time during primary or secondary succession, natural and human induced disturbance like fires, deforestation, etc. can convert a particular cell stage of succession to an early stage. Listen, we human, we are the most dangerous organism on earth. We can convert a climax species into prior, a prior species into climax, or a serial species into prior, or a serial species into climax. So this is artificial intrusion. Okay, human induced. Okay, artificial intrusion. Natural can also cause, just like thunderstorm. Okay, a fire break, again a fire will break. Okay, fire break again take place in that particular region, then again that thing will happen and again succession will happen. Okay, so if something happen in the middle of the succession process, then the process will start from starting point again. Okay, next, it can convert a particular serial stage of succession to an earlier stage. Also, such disturbance create a new condition that encourage some species and discourage of eliminate of other species. Okay, these type of changes in the environment can eliminate some species and can introduce new species in that land. Okay, and then that new species will rule that particular ecosystem, and the old one will diminish from that area. Okay, so this is your primary succession. This is your intermediate species, a middle area between primary and secondary succession, and at last you have a climax community in which you will find the plants which is coming for your secondary succession. Okay, the species which comes under climax community is mainly belongs to secondary succession. While the species which is belong to prior species, okay, it belongs to the category of your primary succession. As you know in this image, see, there is forest, green forest. Now fire take place in that area. Okay, now this area become barren. Okay, now again new life begins. Okay, and that new life begins in the form of lichens, small plants. Okay, now that more plants will come there, more species invade there. That is your herbs and shrubs. After some year, the humongous trees, canopies will develop in that particular area, and that is your climax community. Hence, your ecosystem redeveloped again. Okay, it repair itself. Okay, it repair itself. Every year, every era, it will repair itself. Okay, see here, fire take place 0 year, nothing is there. Okay, on 1 to 2 year, you find some pirate species come there. Okay, after 3 to 4 year, you will see that herbs and shrubs are present there. After 5 to 150 years of time, you will see some cereal species growing there, like shrubs, canopies, small trees. And after 150 years of that fire, okay, you will find there you have a climax community there, and that become a stable ecosystem again, which is 150 year back जो था. Okay, 150 साल पहले जो था वो ही वापस हो जाएगा. That thing is your climax community. Okay, and climax community brings stability to that particular ecosystem. Okay, so that's all for your ecological succession. Thank you for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and कभी